No, I don't think anybody thinks East Middle should stay standing. But the question is, I think some of us maybe want a K through 8, some of us want a middle school. And unless we know which, if we just said tonight, build a middle school, you're happy. If we said build a K through 8, you're happy. But as long as we're saying we don't know which one, it's no sense even changing this document, right?
Right. I guess, a couple of thoughts. I think what Commissioner Weaver may be saying is, we've heard from Ted and Deb, you have enough money to do one or the other schools. You don't have enough dedicated local income tax to do both now. Secondly, it would be extremely helpful if through the superintendent you could get to us whatever other information it is you need that you didn't get in the work session, so that we could prepare that and have it for you. I'd say that there's, I know it was only one example that Board Member Battaglia said, but depending on your expectations, you might be disappointed because we don't have a feasibility study for William Winchester. For better or worse, that wasn't a board action and a process that happened, so the best we could, it would not be an apples to apples comparison. The best we could do is just take some square footage industry cost estimates and say, we believe it would be this much to replace this system on Willie or this other system on William Winchester, but it would not be comparing the feasibility study you have that has the systems for East to something that's the same for William Winchester. So I just wanted to, put out there in advance that depending on your expectations, we may not be able to meet those directly for examples like that. And then I've seen Ray and Bill and Jim and others do miraculous things, and I have all the confidence in the world in them. But to me, Bill's being a little bit modest. I'm concerned that it would push it one more year. He's saying we might still get there after October, and that may turn out to be true. But I also don't think we should be that it shouldn't be shocking if this pushes it another year. Meaning, planning would be an additional year out, construction a year beyond that.
And I think it's what disappointed me regarding the feasibility study. Like I said, I'm grateful that we have it, and it was kind of like a hallelujah moment. Okay, fine, we finally, this is what has been said forever, but there was really nothing showing regarding William Winchester. There was no comparisons regarding it. We're going to do this K through 8, but it's going to be a middle school and an elementary school on the same site, but there was nothing regarding William Winchester, this is the savings regarding this. This is how many kids walk. Because we've heard how many kids walk to East Middle School. We haven't heard how many kids walk to William Winchester.
And that kind of information we could certainly bring to a work session. And I guess all I can say, Ms. Battaglia, is for better or worse, that was the board decision back in November, I guess, Dr. Lockhart, based on the risk report's recommendation. In hindsight, perhaps the scope should have been more to include, I guess what you're asking for is what would it cost to replace the systems of William Winchester. But that wasn't what they produced what we hired them to produce. They didn't fail to produce something. That was the board decision in November as part of Dr. Lockhart's series of risk recommendations, and Horkipple and Mock produced what was requested of them. So all I'm saying is we can't produce the same exact comparison ourselves for a work session, but we could give you square footage estimates for systems. It's just not at all the same thing. It's not even remotely an apples to apples comparison.